Let me try. 6 smart, serious students stayed seated silently, struggling slightly to study strong scientific subjects. Street supervisor suddenly stepping in, speaking sharply and stressing simple study steps. Some students started stammering, scrambling to switch sentences smoothly, while others spoke speedily, slipping silly sounds into sensible statements. Brilliant brains battled boldly between breathing breaks and clear constant control. But persistent practice slowly strengthened their speech skills. Soon, students sounded sharper, steadier, and more confident, successfully saying tricky sentences without stumbling or stopping. Come on, say Allah Akbar for me. Do you think it's easy? So who wants to beat me? You want to try it? Now let's have you. And why the we have our noble Amir in our midst, gracing our wonderful events in the person of Malam Amir Muhammad Igbo. Let us say a wonderful taslim to him. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now, that voice is giving Igbesa voice. No, it's still the same one we are going to have. So, we have a representative from the brothers, Brother Taufik. I'm sure we are going to get someone from the sisters. Okay. By my right hand side, we have Noibat Lamira in the person of Ajia Karima Jekola. Let us say an amazing taslim to her as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Now, Jazakumullah khairan for turning off our events. Now, let's have our tongue twisting from our brother. Tell us your name and your zone.
My name is Obala Kumar from Joko Zone. Six smart, serious students stay seated silently, struggling slightly to study strong scientific subjects. Strict supervisor suddenly stepped in, speaking sharply and stressing simple study steps. Some students started stammering, scrambling to switch sentences smoothly, while others spoke speedily, slipping silly, sound into sensible statements. Brilliant brains battled boldly between breathing breaks and clear consonant control, but persistent practice slowly strengthened their speech skills. Soon, students sounded sharper, steadier, and more confident, successfully saying tricky sentences without stumbling or stopping.
Did he try? Better than me? Wait. The sisters will be the ones to judge. Sisters, did he do better than me? They all said no. Now, representative from the sisters, let's have you. A quick one, please. Please come outside if you're doing it. Hurry. No representative from the sisters. Come outside, don't raise your hands. Okay, we have a sister already. Tell us your name and your zone.
My name is Maya Abdulaziz. I'm from Eco Zone 1. Is it from here? Yes. 6 months serious students stayed seated silent, struggling slightly to study strong scientific subjects. Strict supervisor suddenly stepped in, speaking sharply and stressing simple study steps. Some students started stammering, scrambling to switch sentences smoothly, while others spoke speedily, slipping silly sound into sensible statements. Brilliant brains battled boldly between breathing breaks and clear consonant control, but persistent practice slowly strengthened their speech skills. Soon, students sound as sharper, steadier, and more confident, successfully saying tricky sentences without stumbling or stopping.
Table for the sister. Ojoro ti wọ́. Table for the sister. Table from the brothers. Èèyàn dáadáa làwọn brothers. Èèyàn dáadáa ni wọ́n. So who is our winner? Sisters, be sincere. Who is our winner? Brother, mashallah. Allahumma barik. Naam. Okay. As we dive in directly to the major program of today, which is the success story program, as we always have it annually. Now, I'm going to introduce our panelists and as well as our facilitators for today. If you look forward, you're going to see that we have about, how many are they seated here? Very good. It's obvious you can see them clearly. And among the 6 of them, we have 4 panelists and as well as 2 facilitators. At first, I'll be introducing our facilitators. The first person I'll be introducing is Brother Taufik Mashood. Please, can you say Teslim to us?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Also, we have Sister Mutmaina Amzat. Sister Mutmaina Amzat, please kindly say Teslim to the house.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. They are not from Temu, they are from USA. Trust me. Thank you, Lord. Very good. So, I will start introducing our panelists for today. They are the ones to tell us their experience, their achievements, their goals, their success, and everything important that they need to share with us. And the first person that I'll be introducing is Brother Zikrullah Sulaiman. Brother Zikrullah Sulaiman, please kindly say Teslim to the house. And by his right-hand side, we have Ajah Saudat Bajuddin. By our right-hand side as well, we have Ajah Latifa Adelani. Also, we have Ajah Rodia Abdul Karim. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As you are seeing them seated here, aeroplane la lọ fi gbé wọn wá. More reason you have to what? Give them audience. And how can you give them audience? Is by what? Shh. Keeping your mouth shut while the program is what? Ongoing. Do we all agree to do that? Do we all agree to do that, brothers? Our brothers in Simbi. Do we all agree to do that? Sisters, do we all agree to do that? Okay. Now, the next program is that I will be reading out their citation, like individual of them. I'll be reading out their citation. And in the process, we'll have them rise up while we read their citation. Now, what are we calling first?
Brother Zikrullah,
law student of Unilag. They are held as the president of our
Come on.
department. Ó pọ̀ bí méjì mẹ́ta ni ó tó. Ó yẹ
Brother Sikolai Sulaimon Oluwatobiloba, a young, dynamic, and purpose-driven individual from Ado-Dota, Ogun State, is the second child and the first female male and household, a position that has instituted in me and strong sense. A law student in Unilag, his leadership journey is a impressive one. During the secondary school days, he served as the president of the art department club and later as the vice president of the club at the union level, director of studies of mass club, financial secretary of press club, and public relation officer of Yoruba Akomolede. Demonstrate my ability to manage teams and drive initiatively. He was appointed as Amir of Muslim Student Society of Nigeria at Alimosho Grammar School for the 2020-2021 section. He served as Imam of the school from GSS 2 to SS 2. Jazakumullahu khairan for our brother Zikrullah.
Sister Saudat Bajudin, please let's have you rise up. Sister Saudat Bajudin is a graduate of Lagos State University. How do you pronounce it? Agriculture of Lagos State University or what? Again, Lagos State University of Agriculture. School of Agriculture, okay. Okay, please kindly take a seat. Ms. Nila, we are going to hand over the mic to the panelists for them to kick the floor. One of us. Who's talking first?
Majority of us are making noise at the back. You keep quiet and listen. Keep quiet and listen when they talk. You keep quiet and listen. They introduce the panelists. They introduce they are the people that want to share their subjects, how far they've gone. There are four of them. They are very happy in your exam. You do not take note of anything. By the time you are writing your exam, you thought they will not put it there. So you are here to listen and listen to. Now they want to start this other section. And the section is going to be handled by two people. The two persons will be asking questions from the four other panelists so that you can learn. And you have to listen so that you can get what they are saying. So you don't make noise. When you are shouting and screaming, you don't make you understand what they are saying. So as the about to start, it's going to be very few minutes so that you listen and you listen good. Therefore, the moderator or the MC rather, you move in between your audience. You just station yourself to a point.
Let's do that. May Allah ease it for us. So now we want to hand over the mics to them. We have a male they've introduced to you. This is Brother Taufik Sulaiman and this is Sister Mutmaina Hamza. These two people will be asking questions from these four people that are here. This is Sister Rodia. This is Sister Latifa. This is Sister Sauda. This is Brother Sulaiman. So these four people will be asking. Some of them, they just finished university. Some of them are still in school. Some of them, they finished Arabic school and university. So we want you to learn from these people how they came about their own achievements. That is what you want to listen to. So take time, listen, and we don't want any noise from any angle any longer. If you are caught making noise, I'll personally beat you up myself. So we want a very good attention from all of us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa
So
barakatuh.
learn to share your mic.
All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are truly honored and super excited to welcome you to the ITC 35th edition of the Sussex Story. I'm Taufik Sulaiman once again from Idemo branch, and I have here with me.
Mutmaina Hamza from Estate Zone.
We've got fantastic lineups of panelists who have alongside worked tirelessly, overcome obstacles, and achieved some seriously impressive things in their respective areas. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right. So we'll be talking about their journeys, their highs and lows, what they've gone through, and how they've achieved their successes. So I'm going to give them a little bit of time for them to make a proper introduction about themselves, just for us to familiarize ourselves with them and know a little bit more from them by themselves.
I am Sulaiman Zikola Oluwatobi Akoni, and I am a young, passionate, and goal-driven individual with keen interest in education, leadership, and community development. I am a student. I am a law student at the University of Lagos and a teacher in Darul Hikmah Wali Rishad. My hobbies are looking at what does not concern me and eating, particularly eating. Then, well, my best food is anywhere bread face. So any food I see, I can eat. Thank you. That's
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So I am Saudat Badruddin and I am a graduate of Lagos State University School of Agriculture, Department of Animal Science, Ekpe Campus. And actually, I did not want to study agriculture, but LASU offered me agriculture and I decided to take it with the intention to change after my 100 level. But due to the circumstances, after my 100 level, I still wrote JAM twice to pursue nursing after abandoning medicine and surgery. Yes. So in my 200 level, I still wanted to go for nursing and I abandoned an exam in first semester to go for a school of nursing exam. At the end of the day, I did not get the school of nursing. I did not get into the school of nursing and I was left with a carryover in my 200 level. So I lost on both sides. So as we move on in the program, we're going to be talking more about it.
Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. Good morning, everyone. So Adelan Latfa is my name, and I'm a graduate of English education from Lagos State University. Actually, English education was not my preferred course or what I intended to study in school. I preferred studying mass communication. I wanted to become a newscaster. Reading was my hobby. Apart from being a newscaster, being that as my dream, I'm a writer, a poet, and also a public speaker. And where do I find myself, or where do I like seeing myself the most? I like sitting down and talking to people, igniting a change in them, making them realize one particular potential about you that nobody else has told you about. And also, going to school, I was faced with a lot of challenges, but alhamdulillah, we came out successful. And I'm so glad to come and speak to you today. And I hope you learn one or two things from whatever I've got to say to you today. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Sister Odia. Sister Odia.
My name is. My name is. My name is Abdulkarim Rodia. I just graduated from the prestigious University of Ibadan. And a little bit about my hobbies. I actually love writing, and of course, I love reading. So that actually constitutes to my journey in the university. What made me go for what I actually went for. But then in the course of the discussion, we're actually going to find more about ourselves. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So let's say a big jazakumullah khairan to our panelists for giving us a brief introduction about themselves. So moving on, I'll be asking our first panelist, in the person of Sister Rodia Abdulkarim, our first question. So Sister Rodia, can you briefly tell me who you are, what you studied in university, and what motivated you to study that course?
All right, so like I said earlier, my name is Abdulkarim Rodia, and I studied English education from the University of Ibadan. Okay, so there is usually this myth about studying education that you going for education means probably you have something you want to do and then you're not offered that course. It might be real in some cases, but not in mine, because in my case, I actually chose English education. Yeah, I did JAM twice, and I chose English education both times. So what actually motivated me is that from a very tender age, I've loved to teach, to share knowledge, and other things alike. So what motivated me going for English education is that passion for teaching, basically. The passion for teaching, and also my, let's say should I say my interest, yeah, in reading and writing. So I kind of think it's aligned with education. So I really chose that, not what they gave me, but what I actually went for. And it's a big motivation for me. Thank you.
Okay, welcome, Sister Odia. I think my first question is going to be going to Brother Zikola. Brother Zikola, let's start with your newbie stages, where you get to school. I know when you enter a new environment or something like that, there are always things that you tend to see different from what you've been seeing before, from the part you're coming from. Can you tell us probably the handles or failures and your disappointments you faced when you joined the school?
Okay. So our handle failures. Number one is that I meet students who are doing better. So like in 200 level, I had a course, and that course is contract law. In contract law, it is so complex that if you have an exception to a principle, there will still be an exception to that exception. And probably you may be having exception to that exception of exception. And with that, it is very, very complex because it deals majorly with human behavior or conduct, because it is contracts, and we engage in contracts as it is in any way or in any form. So I meet students who are doing better in it. How are they doing it? And just like I did when I was in secondary school. There was this best student then. I asked her that how are you doing it so to be the best student upon all my hard work and dedication to these studies. But one of the things they both of them said that really triggered me was that they read every day all of their courses, and their form of reading is that they do not just read a new topic, they revise other topics before reading the new one, and the following day they will revise from the beginning of the session to where they stopped yesterday, and they will read the new topic, and like that till other ones. Then the next one is that I move closer to teachers. I move closer to teachers, and particularly in the university, as the question is directed to, I move closer to my lecturer. So the lecturers tend to advise me that although you may be correct, you may be right in your own way of presenting your answer, but this is what we want from you. So I think them giving me a manual of what they want is okay for me to say that, oh, this is the direction of where I'm going to, then I should just tread the path and get there on time. Then lastly, I work on myself. So if before I don't read enough, I will read more. So normally, averagely, I should read 2 hours in a day. So if I see that, oh, this thing is harder or not the way I perceive it to be, then I will increase the hour of reading. So that's just it.
Can we say a big Jazakumullah Koran to Brother Zikullah? He's basically giving us practical examples every one of us here can take when we get to a new environment, most especially an educational environment where you have to strive to be the best. Thank you very much for that thoughtful explanation.
Let's say a big Jazakumullah khairan.
Oh,
Okay. So my next question will be directed to Sister Adilani Latifa. Earlier, she made mention of being a writer, a poet, and an educationalist. And to the best of my knowledge, I know being an educationalist requires you to think 24/7. You're always using your brain. You're always trying to get better. So I have this question I'm really curious about. As an educationalist, what mistake did you make that turned to be a learning point for you?
okay, so Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for the question. And to buttress what I said earlier as being a writer, and what was that mistake that I made that turned as a turning point for me? So, as a learning point. So, when I was about to gain admission into the university, I finished secondary school as at 2016. So then, when I finished secondary school, so this is one thing I'm going to give to the audience out there.
The
When you
audience, are you
particularly
listening?
in secondary school now, secondary students here, listen to me. Those of you that are in SS1 to SS3 basically, this was a mistake I made, and I would not want you also to make such mistake. When I was in SS3, I did not always research or maybe go online or ask anything about, okay, what course should I study in school, or maybe what are the options, or what am I likely to face when I was in school. So then I did not have any ambition or anything. This is the course I want to study in school, or this is what I want to study. So I just had the mindset that anyway, I love watching news so much, this and that. I want to study mass communication. I didn't even check name of university. If they ask me, I just say I'm going to Unilag. So then, lo and behold, I wrote my first WAEC. I didn't pass my maths. I had to write another WAEC again. After that WAEC, I still did not pass maths again. That was the funniest thing. I went for the third WAEC actually.
Allahu Akbar.
So then I now wrote 2 JAM. The first JAM, I wrote the first JAM, and I also went to write post-UTME at Unilag, having the mindset that I was still going to gain admission into Unilag. And then my brother told me to go for LASU. He was even the one that picked English education for me because I never liked English. I didn't even know maybe they study English as a course in school. But then I became a student that studied English. And then getting into school, I met a lot of people. I was always curious about attending events or going to places I wanted to explore. I wanted to meet new people. From then, developing myself and having a mentor, I now decided that, okay, I want to be writing about my journey or my story or something like that. Then I started dedicating my time writing about my journey one way or the other. I started writing about people I admire at first. I started writing birthday wishes, and then I started writing poems. So from there, I met someone, and from meeting someone to meeting someone, I got to meet the person that introduced me to publishing my first book in school. So going to school alone or being a secondary school student does not say you should not go and make research or try to get to know that okay, this is school I want to know. Let me know if there's an offer whereby if I'm studying this course, if during that time that I failed maths, I had known that maybe another school, last school was accepting students at that time without you
Passing
passing
maths.
maths. So I could have studied another course then and I could have graduated. This year shouldn't be my graduating year actually. So then if I had not made that mistake, I wouldn't have done that. But alhamdulillah, so far so good. That experience shaped me into becoming a better person, because without that I would not have published my first book. Thank you.
Let's say Jazakumullah khairan, Sister Latifa. You know, she actually made mention of few points, and I pinpointed three out of it. You know, the first thing she said was that as a secondary school leaver, you should not be you should not be focused on only which school do I want to go. You should also make research on the type of course you are going to the school to study. Don't say because your mommy wants you to become a medical doctor, you should now leave that thing that you have a passion for. You want to mọ̀ pé ìwé ló mọ̀ kọ́. You want to mọ̀ pé poet ló mọ̀ bó ṣe ń kọ́. Because your mommy and daddy now said they want you to study medical lab kìíní kan, or they want you to become a doctor, they want you to become a lawyer. Wá ní make research nípa passion tẹ́ ẹ ní. Are we listening? Are we following? So again, she made mention of writing WAEC multiple times. Ṣé gbogbo alágbọ́ngbà tó sọ? And along the line now, she finished that, she already graduated. So do not let a mistake you made stop you from getting to your destination. So
Thank you very much, Sister Mutmaina. My next question is going to be to Sister Sauda. Her introductory message was very, very impactful. How she had her failures and how she bounced back from her failure. I think that is one of the things everyone here have to look up to and hold on to, because it's not easy to have that kind of failure and still bounce up to become a graduate. And that is a very, very good mindset to have while dealing with failures. So I'm going to be directing this question to you. So coupled with your failures and all, I just wanted to know how students, or how you particularly while going through all this, were able to discover and build your confidence in those your abilities.
Thank you. So, the way you can discover yourself and be able to have confidence in your abilities, I feel like it is knowing yourself. Know yourself, study yourself. What are my weaknesses? What are my strengths? What can I do? What can I not do? Personally, you would not find me in a tutorial. You would not find me in a study group. You will not see me where people are reading. You will not see me studying in daylight time. You will not. If you see me during exams, you will think I set the question for the exam. Because I know myself. If I fast learner, if I a slow learner, you know that, oh, if I am a slow learner, I need to start studying ahead of time. Maybe when your lectures have started already, when you have started your classes. And if you are a fast learner, you know, oh, I have this number of hours to study every day. If I personally, I cannot sit to read for 2 hours straight. I cannot do it. I cannot read for 2 hours straight. You see me, I will read for 2 hours. No, it cannot happen. Maybe 40 minutes, I'll take a break. 40 minutes, I'll take a break. So I know myself. I know what I can do. Because I know that failure, it was not something that was entirely my fault. Because when I was supposed to take that exam again, in my faculty, in my school, you cannot take a carryover course without attending the classes. You have to go back to those classes again, attend the classes, attend all the lectures, take all the notes, take the test, before you will be able to write the exam. So after failing that course, after seeing that 0 in my profile, I was sad, of course. I was shy to go back, because I had to go to sit with my juniors to take that course again, because I have to graduate. I know that I wanted to do this, because along the line I started loving agriculture, because agriculture is entrepreneurial, it is lucrative, and I started loving it. So I knew that I wanted to finish this, but at the same time I still wanted to study nursing. I still wanted to do it, so I kept pursuing it until my 300 level, and it was a 5-year course. I was like, I'm already in 300 level, let me just do this and be done with it. And what I just felt like, what is worth doing at all. Let me just do it well. Let me do it well. So Alhamdulillah, I actually did it well, and I graduated. Thank you.
That's a very good story and walk through about your journey. And if I must say, I would like to pinpoint that one of the major things I'm going to be holding on to all what she has said is that there is no particular way to success. But as Ikula told us that he read for 2 hours to achieve his own success, while Sister Sauda told us that she reads for maximum of 40 minutes and she still achieved that success. That is a very, very major, what's the word I'm trying to use with this? That's a very major way to look at success. Because everyone thinks everyone has to be like every other person they are saying to be successful. That is not the real truth. And in actual sense, everyone can't be like every other person. It's just about finding yourself and knowing what you want to do.
So my next question will be directed to Sister Rodia. So Sister Rodia, during your school life, were there moments that you doubted yourself and felt like, am I really going to pass? Am I really going to graduate this school? Or the journey was smooth from your 100 level days to your final year?
All right, so there were actually moments when giving up actually felt much more easier. Not like I wanted to give up, but then it felt so much easier to give up because I felt like, oh, this is the easiest way I can actually let go of all the stress and everything I was going through then, especially with the fact that there were financial constraints and all of those things. So there were moments, of course, that I doubted myself that will I even graduate from this school? So I just had to like take up responsibility and had to take up part-time jobs alongside schooling so that I can actually shuffle, meeting up with those basic needs as well as what I have to pay for in school, departments and all of those things. So that actually kind of hindered my, should I say, the way I should actually prepare for stuffs, probably when you have impromptu tests or classes. So I might actually not be on ground, and those days actually like they had this toll on my results then because I may probably not be around, and then my friends will just call me, Elorodia, we have a class now, where are you? I'm already teaching, I'm at my part-time job and everything, and then I had to like start running back, so the stress was just too much, and then shuffling everything, I was like, hey, can I really make it? Like, yeah, I'll not break down. So I just had to brace myself up that, see, you're already in this, and then you have to do it and do it right. So of course there were moments of doubt. There were moments where I felt, oh, this is the height of it, I can't just keep going. But then I just had to tell myself, you are here for a purpose, and that purpose actually cleared all my doubts and kept me going. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, what she said actually made me believe the word that said it is never easy. Person wey go make am go work for am. Do you understand why I said if you go make am you go work tire? So the going is never easy. It always gets really tough at some point, but is that your mindset of success that will give you that will give you this motivation that now will give up, fuck up.
All right. My next question is going to be to Brother Zikula. You've told us about how you were able to motivate yourself through school, and I would like to say you are a man of wit with all what you've said. But yes, I've known that for someone to be successful, you have to pass through some particular stages of failures. And I want to know that how do you handle? Can you briefly tell us what was motivating you, and why going through the career path of being a lawyer?
Okay. So I have three things that motivated me to study law. The first one is that law, as my teachers and those around me used to say, is the best career in art departments. So being the best career, I think I don't have to go for less. And the motivation from my mentors then, you have to go for the best to be the best and the likes. So then, secondly, of course, is advice. I've been advised, even someone that is not as educated to that level will even advise me that, but boy, make sure pé kíní ni kó lọ study o, law ni kó lọ study o. So I feel it's like it is like a calling, even when someone that is not in the line is advising me to go and do so. Then lastly is self-conviction, and that is very, very powerful to the extent that when I was studying a course before law, that was mass communication in Lagos State University, I always feel dejected before I gain admission to study law in the University of Lagos. So those are the three major things that motivated me to study law.
So my next question will be directed to Sister Adelani Latifa. So Sister Latifa, how important would you say education is in shaping someone's mindset? Or do you also believe in the saying that school na scam?
Not at all, because I remember going for an institution colloquium in this same ITC camp where they said we should talk about is education is scam, and that was the first public speaking experience I had here right on camp. So first, I would say education is one thing that sets you apart from someone that did not go to school. You learned a skill, the other person learns a skill too, but you went to school. Your own is to fine tune it. You build a connection with the right set of people, and you meet the right set of people that are going to get you the next big job. So being educated doesn't say that school na scam. Anybody that tell you say school na scam, that person, go back and check that person. That person is still going to go back to school and definitely going to get a degree. So if you have the mindset that school na scam, I'm very, very sorry, you're on the wrong path. So let us always have the mindset that being educated sets you apart, makes you different, makes you dedicated, makes you so makes you different from any other person. So when you're educated, it's fine-tuned whatever you are doing. It makes you a step ahead of other people. Thank you.
All right. My next question is going to be to Sister Sauda. You've During the course of your introductory message, you've answered this question, so I'm just probably going to skip it and ask other questions I have for you. So I think the next question I'll be having for you now is, of all the achievements you've been able to accumulate together, which one of it do you still makes you proud and you still go back to or reference to till now?
All right. Of all my achievements, it was surviving 400 level. It felt like a war to me, surviving that 400 level. The second day of 400 level, I was telling Allah to please let me faint, because studying agriculture in 400 level my school, you go to farm every day, you are sick, you are tired, under the rain, under the sun, you are there, you must be there. And our morning shift started like around 6:30 a.m. and you have to wake up, prepare to go to the farm and get to the farm before 6:30. If you get to the farm 6:31 a.m., you are in trouble. Your CGPA, they start sucking your CGPA. So it was surviving 400 level for me, because I did not actually think I was going to survive it, but alhamdulillah, I did, and I'm very proud of myself for doing that.
So my next question is to Sister Rodia. So Sister Rodia, in one word, can you tell me something that motivated you, or someone that motivated you when the going gets tough? In one
Okay, so in one word, what actually motivated me was determination, in one word. Okay, so buttressing that, like I said earlier, I didn't have it all smooth. There were times the journey was rough in some aspects. But then the word determination actually kept me going, especially with the fact that I have a very supportive mother, and she's always singing it to my hearing that, yeah, determination, with determination you can go anywhere in life. Once you are determined and then you just have it, you have your mind straight on that purpose, that if I am determined, like I said earlier, I did jam twice. The first time I didn't jam, I actually met the requirements, but then University of Ibadan did not give me. No, I was actually like a point below the course of mark. You get. So determination actually, I was like, no, it is UI I want, UI or nothing. So I actually had to go for jam the second time because I was determined. I had what I wanted. I made my first choice, and I had my course of study. So I would actually say that in whatever it is that you want to do in life, please be determined, because determination matters a whole lot in whatever you do. Once you set your mind in something and you ask Allah that, oh Allah, please, I am determined to do this. So please just ask Allah to guide you through with it. So I would say actually what actually motivated me in one word is determination. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sister Odia. My next question is going to be back to our brother here, Brother Zakula. And I think this question is not going to be coming from only me. It's going to be coming from every other person that is here because most people that are here are actually going to be facing one of these challenges that I want to ask next. And most of us that are here, we are still at the stage where we want to write our work and that was why we called you guys here to have to like have us talk to them, people that have gone through it and have achieved a massive milestone from it. What advice are you going to give to these students who are already feeling discouraged, even about writing the WAEC and JAM? They've been hearing stuff like Omo JAM here gone, and that is very very discouraging to them. How do you think they can handle this kind of pressure that is being handled to them?
So, in one word, what I will tell you is that you keep trying again because failure in exams, I hardly experience it. Failure in exam. I wrote WAEC once, even NECO, I wrote it once and I'm not even using it. I've forgotten all of my grades in NECO because I've never used it. But JAM, okay, I wrote JAM twice, and because of that, the first JAM that I wrote, I had 278. I picked the University of Lagos for law, but upon writing the post-TTME, I did not meet the cut-off mark and changed institution to LASU and course to mass communication. Then the following year, I picked UNILAG again for law, and I was given. So I can't really say maybe this is how because I did not really experience that. But what I will tell you is that try again and work on yourself more.
So to Sister Latifa, what would you say is a suitable studying pattern using your journey as a case study? And most importantly, what role do you think having a mentor does to a student?
So, Assalamu alaikum. I would like to answer the mentoring aspect first. A mentor is like someone that guides you through the path that he has gone through the path that you are just going through before. So that person is going to put you through, tell you about those difficulty you are likely to face, and give you that fixated mindset, even though you are not ready to go for something. I will tell you that it was when I was about to enter school when I had that mentor. It was one that gave me the mindset of having tahajjud. Because remember I said I wrote WAEC 3 times. The day I saw my WAEC results, my daddy was like kwajabo, meaning I had to like that journey. I going writing that WAEC and I'm passing that particular subject. Alhamdulillah, he was very very proud. So then having a mentor really helped me. So then for students having a strict study pattern, one thing about me that sets me different from my friend was that I know who I am, I know the way I read, I know what I like and I know what I don't like. Apart from reading and also going to school, I also made sure that I attended a lot of exclusive events outside or going to meet people, because apart from life at school there is also life after school. So then I had my priorities, I had what I do first. Even though per week you'd see me have a jotting note whereby I would say, okay, my weekly goals, these are something I want to go and do to school today. So going to that program, it helped me, it shaped me, and meeting new people, they made me realize what to do and what not to do. So my advice to everybody out there today, and my closing and final point with that: know who you are, know what sets you apart, and know what is going to make you different. Because that place where you are seen, even though anybody is not seen and they are saying that where you are going doesn't even make sense or what you are saying, just know that right there in your mind you have that fixated mindset of what I wanted or what you want to do. So I hope you learned something from this. Salaam alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Our next question is going to be to Sister Sauda. Your story has really been a fascinating one to me. I'm very much struck with what you said about it. And I'll just have, because I don't think there's any other person or any other panelist who can give this question to except from you, with quite experience you've had about school and academic. So I want you to just explain for us a bit of, so what mistake can you guide students from to avoid on their academic pursuits?
All right. So one mistake I would want to guide everyone against is letting other people failure define your own success, because someone else could not do it because they told you that, oh, they did not pass, and then they feel like you do not have that much capability they tell you that because I could not do it, then you also you cannot do it. In my 200 level, when I moved to another campus, they gave us a kind of orientation that, oh, the lecturers are very wicked. Even if you read, you are going to fail. If you do this, you are still going to fail. And I was like, okay, they already told me that I'm going to fail. And in my first exam, I was very relaxed. I just read like, oh, let's just do this. But I just prepared like, oh, I did not want to fail. Then after they released the results, I saw that the courses that I actually put the effort in, I got my good grades. I had my A's, I had my B's, and I was like, what are these people saying? So I had to come back to myself and sit down and realize that there is something these people are possibly doing wrong, that they are using to judge other people's successes or other people's failures. So I had to tell myself that because these people could not do it does not mean that I also will not be able to do it. So don't let anybody's word or anybody's failure get to you, because the closest person, the person next to you, because that person failed does not mean that you should reduce your own effort that you put in whatever you are doing. It does not mean that you should reduce it, because it does, that other person does not define your own success.
Thank you very much for that.
So my last question would be going to Brother Zikrullah. So, Brother Zikrullah, what can you say about um this word of delay is not denial? As you said, you made a lot of mistakes, you had a lot of stop bys. So, and I believe that there are a lot of us here that has had similar experience. So please help us buttress this point of delay is not denial.
Okay. Hello. So thank you for giving me that. The thing is, this started when I finished primary school. When I finished primary school, and I was expected to start GSS1, my daddy objected that no, I should not go. I did not start GSS1 yet. And though I have started that with Hikman Wali Rishad, I was in Sanip Sidai then. So he said I should continue going to madrasa until I finished my Robia and daddy. And I was like, hey, is this daddy whining? My mother too was objecting. Then he left us to our fate. My mother had to admit, she registered me to a school. I did not use more than a term there before I left again. So, but within that time, I was only going to madrasa, and I always abuse and insult my daddy every day. Every day I put on my uniform going to madrasa. Man, shake me for money. Yeah, other people are going to school. Now I'm going to madrasa. Okay, no problem. So, and it was a lot then, because even some of the nicknames I got then was an illiterate. Then until I started madrasa, I started JSS1 in Salis and Idadi, and starting madrasa by that time really helped me to starting secondary school by that time really helped me to achieve my secondary school success, because assuming the maturity, the experience I had in madrasa was not there, it would have not been so easy, because that time I started JSS1, my mates were in JSS3. And some of my even one of my friends that we went to primary school together, he went to Alimosho Grammar School, and he was in JSS3 then, I was in JSS1 then. And some of the friends, I know them, they know that I am this person's friend. But that did not stop me. It made me better than them. And that's why it instilled in me not only that thing, but leadership qualities too. Then secondly, the second part I experienced delay was after secondary school and the time I started university education. After secondary school, I finished in 2021, but I started university education in 2023. Between that time, I did not just stop, though it was a delay, because I wrote my first jam in 2021, and it was in GSS3. It was a delay, but I still had to start LASU anyway. I went to LASU and I started my mass communication journey. Not until when I wrote JAB in 2022, And by 2023 January, before some days before JAMB, when I see that, oh, this admission for University of Lagos is done, and surely I am giving the admission. That's when I stopped LASU. So the thing is, when you are delayed, it is normal, because Nigeria, we have plan for you. If the government is not doing rubbish, the non-governmental bodies like ASU will be doing rubbish. You just plan for yourself. And natural phenomenon like COVID-19 will have plan for you. And those things, they may be plan that you want to be. That 5 years old that you have bought Lamborghini. But the thing is, while you are being delayed at that moment, make sure that you are either learning maybe in Western education or Islamic education, or you are learning a handwork, or you are doing something. At the moment of that delay, just know that you are doing something. That is just that.
Let's all say a big jazakumullahu khairan to all our awesome panelists. Jazakumullahu khairan. Jazakumullahu. And as we wrap up this incredible 8th version of the annual success story, I want to say you Jazakumullahu khairan to our amazing panelists for sharing their inspiring stories, their triumphs, and the struggles they all passed through. And I hope we can all promise them to put their advice to use. And this is Musmaina Hamza from Estate Ipaja Zone, signing off from this awesome session. Until next time, stay inspired and keep striving for greatness.
Salamu alaikum wa barakatuh. Can't you talk? That means you are all sleeping. You've not learned one or two. Anyone with questions? Questions? So you are telling me that what they've been saying since morning, you don't have anything to ask? I'll start asking questions. Any question? Come. Who else? Come. That means you are telling me that everything they've been saying, you understand. Sister Alimo, come. So from the boys, there's nobody.
Someone is raising his hand.
So your question?
The meaning of failure.
Eh?
Meaning of failure.
Meaning of failure. Who do you?
Assalamu alaikum. I think I want Sister Sauda to answer that question for us.
Because I had a lot of failures there. I had a lot of failures there. Okay, so what I think failure is when you set a goal, without achieving that goal. So I think that is failure on any field or any part, anything that you are doing. When you set a particular goal and you could not achieve that goal, I think that is failure.
Are you okay?
Who else is asking question?
You are a poet. You are a poet, but you have some challenges like you don't know what to study.
Yeah.
I am a poet, but I don't know what to study. And what is the cutoff mark for an English student? I'm writing jam.
She's a poet and she doesn't know what to study. So
What should you do?
and what's the cutoff mark?
Okay.
So, you said you got like you write a lot, and then you're asking for one question. So, like I said earlier, I did not really research before I got into school, before I picked English language. But English language is definitely a good course for you to study actually, because when you get into school and you study English language, you'll be able to buy a lot of books. One of the things that my friend used to abuse me the most, because If lecturer asks us to buy 10 books, I'm the only one that bought 8 out of that 10 books. And most of them, they will now be like, let's come and summarize this for me, come and summarize that for me. So when you study English as a course, you'll be able to read more, because the more you read more, the more you write more. I hope you understand that too. So when you get to school, you can go study English. That will definitely give you an avenue for you to be able to read more and also, explore more about, knowing more about, much more about language, because writing and specifically entails dealing with people reading and communicating to them through your write-up. So I hope I answered your question very well.
Okay. So she also asked about the cutoff mark, but for studying English education, Abi,
Is it in last? Person has to be specific.
she should just give her how the cutoff mark system works.
Please, there's no
All right. So
Okay, let's have two questions from the brothers.
I want to talk about Brother Sulaiman.
yeah,
He said he
dedicating your
did
brother to.
exam twice. What about that person do exam thrice and doesn't pass?
Okay, if the person was jammed 3 times and the person did not meet up for the admission, the best thing is just to continue trying. Though he should meet with mentors to know where he is doing mistakes, like maybe it is the kind of material he's reading is not good, or the way he is reading is not good, or maybe how to answer question. You don't know how to answer the question after the whole of the knowledge. Because I said I wrote jam twice, Abi. The second time I wrote jam, let me tell you the truth, I did not prepare. I was even coordinating in secondary school. I was leaving that secondary school to go and write my jams, and from the jam center, I went back to the secondary school to coordinate. Then throughout the other day, what I did was also that I was too but I did not do any lesson or any other thing. But I think you should meet up with mentors and tell them your specific problem so that they can tell you your specific solution.
Is there a difference between a mentor and a role model? My question is that is there a difference between a role model and a mentor? Is there a difference between a mentor and a role model?
Yes, actually, there's a difference between a role model and a mentor. A role model is someone that you just look at from afar. You don't communicate. Someone that you really admire. Let's say, for instance, Amir is your role model, but you don't actually communicate with him every day. You like the way he dresses. You like everything about him. But then your mentor is someone that holds you accountable for whatever you do. You always go to him whenever you want to make a life decision. So also, when you have a mentor, make sure it's someone that you have his contact. Anytime you want to make a decision. I remember one time like that, I had a business idea, and then I had to wake up in the middle of the night. I had to call the person that, sir, I have this type of business idea. Do you think it's a good thing? Blah, blah, blah. So make sure the person you call your mentor is someone that holds you accountable for your decision, someone you can always reach out to. Because model and mentor are two different things. So I hope I answered your question.
Nam, Jazakumullahu khairan. There is no question again. There is no question again.
You can always meet any of the panelists to ask your question personally if you have any question for them.
This mic is not. Yeah, assalamu alaikum. Let us say a big jazakumullah khairan to our facilitators and panelists. Is this how you are going to appreciate them? Can I have a fairer one? It is so mild. A very thick one. A fantastic one. An amazing one. Now, we've come to the end of today's success story program, and I'm sure you all enjoyed every one of them. At the beginning of this program, I told you that they are all amazing panelists. and you're going to enjoy them. Amazing, educating, and entertaining one. Of course, that person has not been listening. Lára àwọn ẹlẹ́jọ́ tó wá bí báyìí, àwọn nìkan ni. So let me say Jazakumullah khairan to them once again. Jazakumullah khairan. To our facilitators, Brother Taufik Moshood, Sister Mutmaina Hamzat, and as well as our panelists, Sister Roger Abdulkarim, Sister Latifa Adelani, Sister Saudat Badruddin, and Brother Sulaiman Degola. Jazakumullah khairan. Thanks for gracing our event. Thanks for impacting them. Thanks for making it an exciting one. Thanks for making it an amazing one. We pray Almighty Allah continue to clear the path for you, answer your prayers, make you better than what people think of you, count you among the most pious Muslimah and Muslims on earth, and lastly, grant you Al-Jannat Firdaus. Let's all say Ameen. Bismillah Fatiha. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, Ihdinas siratal mustaqim, siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim, ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amen. You can take your leave. Thank you. Ara kọ́ máa kó.